We have another caller. We have a special caller. Hey, where have you been? It's been quite a party here.
Hi, honey.
How
you doing?
I'm good. It's been wild here. We had the controller in. We have Senator Mooney in the studio, Delegate Herb McMillan, President of the Maryland Taxpayers Association.
Yep.
And I got something for you to listen to.
Okay.
Listen.
It's embarrassing to me that one of the wealthiest states in America would seek to solve its fiscal problems with a gambling gimmick that disproportionately targets poor people. I think that's the very definition of regressive. I'm not opposed to some slots at the track so that we don't lose the racing industry, and I could even see where the impact fees might be something that would be positive for the Park Heights area, but the number he's proposing and to rely on it as a silver bullet solution to our fiscal problems is kind of embarrassing for me as a Marylander. I think there's smarter, fairer, better ways to go about solving our fiscal problems than this gambling gimmick.
I don't know if you're driving, but if you are, be careful.
Did you do that to upset me? Are you mad at me? Or I guess that
you left me alone this morning. That'll teach you.
What date was that quote?
I'm not
sure. Is that from the campaign?
It was 05.
I guess it was from the campaign.
Yeah, 05.
I guess we know what the remedy is now.
Election year. Let me guess.
A massive tax increase. Anyway,
you got two friends here in the studio as well.
Okay, well, was Marty there and Herb?
Senator Alex Mooney and Herb.
Oh, yeah, and Alex. Hey, guys.
Hello. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, y'all doing?
Great.
My wife just wrecked my morning, and I had a very nice morning.
You're speechless.
I gave a very nice speech, I think, to a group of docs, and it was great. I'm sorry I couldn't be on the show, but I know you were in very good hands, particularly with the guests you had. What you just heard, obviously, was politics, and we know what that is. But I'm glad that we're able to do this show. We've done this show, and Kendall and I had planned this a long time ago, in order to, I guess, throw the flashlight into the corner and see where the rats are scurrying. People need to understand, I guess, a couple things. One, I have been a supporter of slots for an awful long time because I've represented ag districts my entire career in the state legislature and in Congress. I believe in the horse industry. I believe in the importance of those horse farms and protecting those farms from inappropriate development. What people need to understand is this is not my bill. It's not even anywhere close to my bill. And I'm very fearful that this bill is bad policy. One, it's a constitutional amendment, which made no sense to me, and is not making sense to a lot of people. And it obviously comes on the heels of a massive tax increase and an explosion in spending on the heels of a recession, which none of this is very good policy. And so we thought we would do a slot show and have some people I really respect, including the two people in the studio right now, who I've known for many years and have a great deal of respect for, and hear them out and let people obviously question them. So for anyone wondering why we're doing this show now, the referendum's on the ballot. It's going to be about 6 weeks from now, and people really need to come to grips with what this is and what it is not.
Well, we've been able to talk a little bit about that. We have the controller in saying, look, the devil's in the details. We don't even know what those details are, and people are sort of blindly voting for something, yay or nay, not unlike the national bailout. Not enough information, don't know the details, where are we going with this, and certainly the Senator and Herb McMillan have been able to shed some light on that as well. You guys, you've heard
sure.
The governor, and
isn't it interesting, the clip that you played, Martin O'Malley said that slots was regressive, yet over half of his $1.5 billion tax increase was a sales tax increase that even the poorest Marylander has to pay. Governor, let's face it, Governor O'Malley has changed the terms of the debate, like we said before. When you were in office, many people saw slots and cuts as the lesser of two evils. But with O'Malley there, now you're talking about tax increase, spending increase, and slots, and it's just an additional evil.
And Herb, I'm glad you made the point about the regressive nature of that, because don't forget the titling tax, and don't forget the tobacco tax, and what they tried to do, the sales tax base. They're all regressive taxes. The vast majority of that tax increase was regressive in nature, which hurts the poor, those working families we hear so much about, the most. And I come from a working family. I was raised by a working family. We all, by the way, regardless of your income, are working families. families. I have no idea what that means. I suspect what it really means, in his view, is folks making a certain amount of money, whatever it is, $20,000 to $60,000 a year, whatever. Who knows what he means by it? I'm sure he doesn't know. But the fact of it is, everybody's a working family, and everybody has a right to expect certain things, including efficiencies from government, which means you don't throw a massive tax increase on the people on the heels of increased spending, again, on the heels of a recession. It's bad economic policy, it's bad politics, and it has people in a pretty bad mood in Maryland.
It's the Herbert Hoover policy. I think it's kind of ironic that, Democrat Governor Martin O'Malley, and for that matter, presidential candidate Barack Obama, criticized John McCain and said, "Oh, he's saying the same thing Herbert Hoover said when Hoover said that the economy was when John McCain said the economy was fundamentally sound." O'Malley and Obama, they're doing the same thing Herbert Hoover did, raising taxes on the eve of possibly a depression, certainly looking at a recession right now. It's crazy economic policy, and Peter Franchot, who sits on the other side of the aisle from us, was right to criticize it at the time. I give him credit for that.
Yeah, and so do I. And Herb, with the market downturn and the loss of assets and liquidity and all that, what Kearney was talking about, there's a lot less millionaires now. And when the rich go away, what are those class warriors going to do? Well, when they can't denigrate the rich. I mean, some of this stuff really smacks of this sort of class warfare approach to politics. You see it with Obama. And when you get, as I've said so often in speeches around the state, when you get the guy making or the woman making $35,000 a year, jealous of the person making $75,000 a year, or angry about the person making $75,000 a year, you might have a vote. But you don't have much more than that. You have class resentment, but you don't produce anything. It's not good. It's not. It makes no sense on the economic end, and it really is not good for our society.
And I wanted to add, Governor, to Senator Mooney, when you were pushing slots for the 10,000 locations in 2005, and Governor O'Malley made those comments saying it was too much and it's a big gimmick. Well, now he's pushing 15,000 slots, more than your bill, which he criticizes too much. And really, it's out of control government spending. He won't rein that in, so he's just changing it and going forward with this. And people who need to vote need to realize a vote for this referendum is a vote for out of control spending and feeding big government that won't control its spending habits, like you tried to do in your 4 years as governor.
Well, I agree. It's feeding bad habits and it's rewarding bad habits, and that's the last thing we in the state of Maryland should be doing right now. And look, again, I have been unapologetic supporter of